Welcome to Bro Taste This.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Bro Taste This, where we break down wine, food, news, and our childhood trauma. I am Juan Legend. Joining me today is Luis motherfucking Pablo and Phil Golden Corral. Join us as we take a look back at 2021, whether we separately completed our own personal goals. We're going to take a look at some media that we've absorbed throughout the year, whether that be some movies, music, magazines, anime, or books, anything in general. We're going to keep it pretty open-ended and really just elaborate on some of the things we did this year, hobbies, just a whole end-of-the-year recap.
My heart
I
rate
couldn't
today,
explain it better.
My heart rate today is 81.
Thank you, Luis. You needed to know that today.
Of course.
How has
That
your
was low.
digestive system been?
Digestive system is pretty good these
People
last
need
few
to know
days. Let's
a
get
season
an update.
cliffhanger.
So when this comes out on Sunday, January 2nd,
I feel like this thing's gonna pop.
That's what Kurt Cobain did himself.
we will have. Yeah, he was trying to drink champagne. We will have already uploaded our trip to Geneva in, so that'll be up.
Ooh,
I'm working hard on that.
Beautiful.
Wow.
So
Can we talk about that for a little bit?
yeah, we should talk about that first. But what
Yeah.
I wanted to say, because you're talking about digestion, is that night I ate a bunch of cheese and a bunch of stuff that usually hurts me. But I was like, fuck it. For the video, I'll go home. I'll deal with the repercussions. For now, this is
God
amazing
bless.
food. Let's just deal with it, right?
Yeah.
And then
YOLO, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, fuck it. Well, I'll just deal with it. And yeah, man, it was pretty good. Like overall, the food that I ate was fine, and nothing really hurt my stomach. So it's been good.
Damn, lucky. Cross our fingers.
Yeah.
Good
But-
job.
Looking back now, was it worth it?
I mean, it didn't seem
I
like
haven't
you
had
suffered
any issues.
repercussions, then.
What I've noticed is that lactate is my best friend. And apple cider vinegar,
Ooh.
I've been drinking like crazy.
Wow.
Like I used to do
Oh,
that
okay.
when I was like 20 and 21.
Yeah.
I would really drink it twice a day,
There's
like-
some good benefits to apple cider vinegar.
morning and night. And
Yeah.
so I've been doing that again lately, like morning and night.
Mm-hmm.
Just
What was like the reason you started doing that?
just because I heard it was good for you.
What was like the benefit that attracted you the most?
It was just digesting. Like
Yeah.
that's the big thing. Like it just helps with digestion. So I'm like, fuck it. If that's one of the benefits, that's literally the thing I suffer from the most.
Yeah.
I'll just deal with it and like take a shot of it. And people like mix it with lemonade. That can be really
Yeah.
helpful. But I'm like, nah.
Fuck it.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm not a pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean anybody can, like, especially anybody who treats alcohol as recreationally as we do should be able to shoot
A shot
you
of
know, a
it.
shot of something. Yeah.
That would go with most of the things I eat and drink for health benefits.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care what it tastes like.
Just put it in my mouth.
Especially, yeah. oh.
You ever had a fish oil pill? Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Dude,
had
they're so burpy.
fish oil. Like I've had
Yeah,
the actual fish oil.
I used to
Ooh.
take spoonfuls of cod
Yeah.
liver oil.
And
Concentrate right there.
dude, I mean, it makes
Shout out Tim Ferriss.
Yeah, shout out Tim Ferriss. Great podcast. Everybody go listen to
I
Tim
love
Ferriss.
that guy.
Good old Team Ferris.
He's
But
like a
that's good.
Silicon Valley Rogan,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's like Rogan's like little brother who had a
who's a little bit more serious and
Yeah.
didn't go the conspiracy route.
right and was like, you know what, man, he's got the drive.
Yeah. And literally, I think he was a big time investor in a few little things.
No, he's the best.
Tim Ferriss?
Yeah.
Related to Anna Ferris?
The actress?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
I think they're brother. And
I don't know who
sister.
Tim Ferriss is.
He's a Juan. I mean, Juan could probably give better.
Yeah, just
explanation.
like I was
Sam
saying.
Harris. I know Sam Harris. Another podcast.
Tim Ferriss is like
Go listen to him too.
he's literally the same person as Joe Rogan, but like Silicon Valley version.
Old tech wise, or what do you mean with Silicon Valley?
He's just more cleaned up. He doesn't deal with like the conspiracy stuff nearly as much. Or,
Yeah.
he
More pen and paper than outdoorsy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wrote a bunch of books though.
He has a great
known for
4-hour work week.
4-hour work week.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he would like advise people to hire a bunch of people in the Philippines to do their
To
job.
exploit them for
Oh, okay.
like
so
outsource your work.
more pen and paper.
He'd be like, yeah, start a graphic design company and then hire a bunch of Filipino people to do the job for you, but then you get to take all the... Yeah.
You got to cut labor costs somewhere.
But yeah, he has a good podcast though, right,
Yeah,
guys?
he has a really good podcast.
Step
is
one to
regular
any
data.
good business.
Yeah.
Cut the labor costs.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about our trip to Geneva?
I don't want to elaborate too much, but I just want to get like your guys' overall opinions now that like we've like thought about the night and stuff. But before we do that, let me open the wine.
Yeah, Happy New Year's.
Yeah,
Hey,
Happy New
wow.
Year's, guys.
We have this Shandon.
Tell us what we're celebrating with.
Yeah.
this.
Happy New
Well, I'll let
Year's.
you open this,
Happy
but
Yeah.
New
this is La
Year's.
Victoria Buena Vista. And when people drink champagne, what sometimes they'll be drinking is like a Brut, which isn't champagne.
What about Kendall Jackson? Is that champagne or is that the other stuff?
It's white wine, I believe.
White wine.
That's
Good old KJ.
that's Chardonnay.
What's the difference between
Kendall
Chardonnay
Jackson
and
Chardonnay.
champagne? They both start
There's a
with the
lot.
shade.
There's a big
huge
difference.
differences.
So champagne should be essentially like a sparkling wine. The way sparkling water is carbonated water, like an actual champagne should be like a sparkling wine. So you should get a lot of those same notes that you get with like a dry white. You do usually get those. Like sometimes people have Prosecco, which isn't a champagne. And same with like these other, especially the bubblies that people use for like mimosas in the mornings. Not a champagne.
Not a champagne.
But
No.
honestly, though, I'm not hating. If you're a mimosa lover, you don't need champagne.
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, you don't, because like you're just covering it up with sugar anyways. Like
exactly.
it's totally fine. Like if anything, find the
mimosa is
cheaper
Chardonnay.
version. If you're a mimosa fan out there,
So this is
shout out. Look for Spanish cava.
Bella
Look for that and
Ooh,
make
yes.
your mimosas with that. One, it's literally like Prosecco was
Yeah.
like 15 years ago before
That's
everybody
amazing.
it got a little bit more trendy. And yeah, you can still get like an incredible bottle for like $10 and
Yeah.
make mimosas with that.
Juan is also going to show you how to open champagne so that people don't blow their eye out.
That's right. I already took off the cage.
The
here.
cage is sometimes the hardest. It's on the table under your notes. Sometimes the cage can be also difficult.
Yeah.
But what you want to
Like
do
this?
is
The foil and the cage have already come off.
you always want to make sure you have your thumb
Get
on
higher
it.
for the
Yeah.
camera.
No,
And he's gonna show you how to
I
open it.
Thank you for reminding me.
Oh,
of
don't
this.
open
I
it
was
next to
breaking
me.
a big-
What the
no,
hell?
you're fine.
It's not even going to make a pop. That's how good Juan is.
Yeah. So you put your rag over that or a napkin, preferably, and you just start twisting slowly.
Are you
really
twisting the
slowly.
cork or the bottle?
I am twisting the bottle myself, and I'm just kind of.
Oh
holding
my
the cork
God! What the hell?
And letting it slowly kind of peer out, just so that there's no
there's
mishaps.
what? Before you do that, there's a little. Ooh, look at that.
Are we
you know what?
still
Let me do that over
recording?
We're
Like,
recording
video?
this whole time. Oh yeah, all three
We're
of those.
gonna have to delete everything because Isis flinched.
You're fine.
I was scared. No, I'm just kidding.
You're fine.
I was just kidding. They're gonna
Here, Philip.
blackmail me
He's
with
right
that
next to you.
now.
No, yeah.
Look at this guy. He screams at high school students, but he flinches at wine bottles.
You scream at high school students?
Tell him to stand up. Turn to the national anthem. What the hell? Don't you?
What's wrong with them
Yeah,
nowadays?
exactly. There's this barbecue place in Kenosha.
Oh,
It's called Mission Barbecue, and it's like really army themed. And every day at
say no more. Say no more.
every day at noon, they play the national anthem,
That's so cringe.
Does cringe?
and everybody stands up. And there's a giant flag in the restaurant. Everybody stands up. This is
Oh,
really cringeworthy,
I'm about to shed a
Dude.
tear. That sounds beautiful.
yo, that's some
dude. It's pretty uncomfortable.
that's some shit that you would see in a movie.
hell?
That
It's-
like they would be. That's like a commentary on like
Whoa! What are you
blind
doing over there,
rising
bud? You gotta wait.
nationalism in the country.
Oh, I thought we were talking about patriot. I heard patriotism. I heard the national
Yeah,
anthem.
cheers, Papa.
I heard high noon.
Ooh.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
A little bit of clink. Oh man, I can feel the bubbles sneaking into my mouth before I even get it in there.
It smells really good.
This is delicious.
Here, let's put the bottle in the center, so that the viewers can, or actually just turn it to the. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Beautiful. Man, this is so good.
This is really good.
This is the
little-
best champagne I've had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it will be.
I agree. Actually, usually I don't like champagne that much. It's a little bit like bready and yeasty.
Like even like the champagne. Like
No,
even French
I've
champagne.
probably never I probably tried like true
Brut,
champagne
yeah.
here or there, but normally it's that Domaine Chandon. Is that what that's
Yeah.
called? The name of that California Brut or Corbel?
Corbel Bruts are really
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very
I've had
popular.
that one, And I'm pretty sure Shandong as well.
Shandong's another brew. Yeah.
What do they have at
they're
weddings?
just very bready, very like yeasty,
no, they're
almost
terrible.
like beer-like.
Mm-hmm.
What would be a good occasion for this? Like a good quinceañera?
I would recommend this for a toast for New Year's.
A celebration.
Celebration,
of any sort,
baby.
You know, special
Celebration.
Oh,
occasion.
hell yeah. Maybe,
You
know.
got a raise, you got a promotion.
Yeah, you pop open one of these bad
I might have to buy this for tomorrow for the
This
New
is
Year's.
so...
This is actually a great suggestion.
If this was flat, you would think it's wine.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
without the bubbles, and
Yeah.
that's what is like
that's
the
what
key
makes
to
it good. Yeah.
Exactly. Like that's what makes it good champagne is that the fact that it looks like wine already, so you're just having
A little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah. Like the bubbles
bit of
aren't
the bubbly.
masking a bad white wine here. They're just elevating it. To me, I'm tasting a lot of like green apple. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, that's a good way. Like a good nice cider.
Like I just bit into a
A
Granny
bubbly
Smith.
cider.
Like biting into a crunchy, juicy.
agree with that
But you're
more.
right. It does have some cider like
Couple of
sweetness
cides?
in there.
Little sidey taste in there.
wow.
Sidies for the boys.
All right, man.
Pull
Since we're-
pull the wine back, please. No, I mean
No,
like the bottle.
Oh,
He's talking
okay.
about
Yeah,
the
the
bottle.
bottle. Beautiful, perfect. That way
Dude,
it's
tell
perfect
us a
for-
little bit about the wine you got us. Man.
Yeah, so this is I was cruising down the aisles of our Frank's Piggly Wiggly, and I was specifically looking for an actual champagne. You know, like we mentioned, it's only considered champagne when it's come from directly Champagne, France.
Okay.
And so there was this 3 that were, actual champagnes, and like I've tried Veuve Clicquot, which is like the big
Yeah.
go-to.
Yeah, it's known. It's like the trendy brand,
Right,
As,
it's like,
as
oh.
like, oh, you got some money to blow. Like, oh, buy a bottle of Veuve.
Which is Veuve is good, but like I would put this up there with it, and it's like half the price.
Yeah,
So no, man, it's really good. It's from Buena Vista province, I believe. That's the name of the wine and everything. So, and it's really good, man. I love champagne. I love the bubbles. I love that it's like a different kind of white wine, even though it's not. And so this one here is
Definitely this one, because like compared to other champagnes, I wouldn't be throwing that. I can throw this down.
dude, you can pop this and drink with it. And that's kind of the dangerous thing about champagne too, is like you kind of got to be careful. Is like it's so good and so easy to drink that like a bottle later, and it's just as it's like what 14% alcohol in there,
yeah,
dude. It's
It's a little bit more on the upper end, like champagne.
Oh, it's 12%.
12.
For a white wine, that's a hearty percentage. Percentage for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, it's high, but it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
I couldn't
delicious.
agree.
Good celebration wine.
Yeah, and we are celebrating the end of 2021.
Excuse me.
Overall, how'd you guys feel about this year?
Wow, it went by fast.
Yeah, dude.
It flew
I
by.
blinked and I feel like it literally
Yeah.
ended. But there was
What
a
a
lot
crazy
of
year.
things that happened this year. So I mean, whenever things are happening all the time, it just time seems
Yeah.
to go by a little bit faster.
Exactly. No, I'd agree with that.
I'm still suffering from post Donda depression.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Mhm.
great album. Let's just get that out there.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
talk about
I mean,
music and everything.
that seems like so far long ago, though.
Yeah, and it was in the middle of the year.
Mhm.
No, it was.
No
it wasn't.
way.
It
I was
wasn't.
gonna say, Donda
It
was
kept
like
getting
in-
delayed. It was.
yeah,
It came out in October after
I was
all.
gonna say it felt like a fall one.
It came out in
Yeah.
October.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did.
Let's just go into it.
You want to
Go
get
into
into
it?
it now? All right.
Yeah, let's just open the whole.
Fuck it. Let's talk about
Bust open the vault.
Yeah.
not like the
Let's establish this. Donda versus CLB. Go. Thoughts.
I thought Certified Lover Boy was a good album.
Yes.
However,
What was your short analysis of that?
it was just another Drake album. Like
That's
there wasn't
exactly
anything
what I
special
thought.
about it.
That's
The
exactly
Certified
what I
Lover
thought.
Boy, CLB.
Yeah.
Certified Lover Boy was
Okay.
it felt like Drake playing it a little safe, but also hitting the notes that you kind of want Drake to hit.
It wasn't any different than any. I'm pulling up the poll from what we pulled up a poll on Facebook and Instagram, and I want to see what some other people said. But overall, I mean, we've waited so long for a new Kanye album. Like Life of Pablo was great, Kids See Ghost, and Ye was good.
Mm-hmm.
But we needed a resurrection of it,
Yeah.
especially he broke up with, or they split up was Kim and Kanye. So you were really like, damn, this next one's about to be.
Oh yeah, heartbreak
Yeah.
always makes good art.
Oh, for sure. Especially because Yeezus was produced by Rick Rubin. I don't know if you guys know who Rick Rubin is.
The guy that won American Idol.
I don't. Go on though.
That's what. That's.
I-
I'm confusing with Dave Rubin.
Okay.
Season one American Idol winners.
Oh,
Dave
okay.
Rubin. He's a big big black guy. Sings good.
Oh, dude, I know a different Dave Rubin. He's way lamer than that one.
Wait, am I getting his name wrong? Are you thinking about the Republican one?
Yeah, I'm talking
That's
about
the other. That's the other
the Ben
guy.
Shapiro wannabe who's like too dumb to be Ben Shapiro.
He's not a certified lover boy.
No, that guy's Speaking of Ben Shapiro's and that side of the argument, do you guys see why? We'll just move on this real quick. We don't even have to talk about it. But Crowder, what he got canceled for recently?
Louder with Crowder?
Bro, that guy's
What did he get
always
canceled for?
trying to get canceled.
No, the most recent time was obnoxious. Him and his co-host were doing like the most.
They've been getting pretty racist, right?
They were doing this like Asian stereotype and like buck teeth.
Yeah.
And, dude, it was bad.
Yeah, they've been
On
like
YouTube?
they've been they've been
Oh.
going up to like the edge of essentially putting on blackface. And
Dude,
like,
it was bad. They had a gong and everything. It was really, really bad.
Who was
And
the guest? Was this just a...
No, the host, like Crowder and
Yeah.
like his guest host,
Mhm.
like the guy he always has on. It was bad.
Dude, I saw a different
It was
clip
really
where he
bad.
was talking about just like black people in general went into like a black voice,
Yeah.
and then his co-hosts like saw him, and it was like a really cringe moment where even like his like own person who works for him would just like look down and just
Yeah.
like, looked away. Nobody was laughing.
Dude,
Yeah,
he
he's
gets-
been. I kind of think that a lot of those characters though like doing that so that they
he's like,
can
oh, look at these
grow
liberals.
off the publicity
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
Look at these
getting-
liberals.
Yeah, here we are talking about this. There's going to
Yeah,
be people
that's
looking up
true.
this
Yeah.
And we're all libtards here too.
the Asian sensation that is
I'm kidding. I'm not a libtard.
David Rubin.
I'm not like you two. All right, Trump 2024. Yeah, no, certified lover boy was okay. Looking at our poll here,
What do the people say?
the people said
This is a very accurate poll.
this is like
Nate Silver would approve of this poll.
who's Nate Silver? Oh my God, our poll
Is
actually
he
had
the guy
certified
that-
lover boy.
The dude who founded 538.
That's bullshit.
Oh, I thought that was the guy that got hit by Jake Paul.
Or
no,
like
people
the
said,
editor of 538.
certified lover boy in our poll actually did better than
Donda.
Donda?
Of course. Donda was like Christian rap.
yeah. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, that's what we
It
need
was
more.
kind
Amen.
of I
Amen,
don't
brothers.
know. I personally love like all the churchy type influences that Kanye West has used throughout like his albums. I love them. Like,
See,
specifically,
Jesus.
Father Take My Hand. How he had
Father, stretch out my hands.
Yeah, how he had samples of that Chicago Reverend, and like it was fucking great. And
Powerful.
yeah, there's just a lot of sampling where Kanye is really playful like that, but this album was too much. Like it
See,
felt
the issue with
like an older
CLB
dude
for me,
going
though-
through like a midlife crisis.
See, like, I'm
He
always
is.
about separating the artist from the art and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if, like, didn't he get in trouble for texting that Stranger Things girl, Drake? Certified lover boy? More like certified
yes.
teenage boy?
Yeah.
That's what that guy's into.
Yeah. And it's like,
I mean, and Kanye West is crazy, but he's not texting 13-year-olds.
right. I mean, he's kind of like grooming Millie Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty bad.
Let's give it a year, doggy.
Yeah,
Jeez.
bro. It's like, looks pretty weird.
Wait, he's still been not doing that? Like
Well, no, no,
No,
no, no, no,
I
no,
remember
no.
hearing about this a while ago. Has it been?
It hasn't been
happening
progressing,
again?
but-
Okay.
No, but it was just
the fact
weird.
that it happened at all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking.
It became a news thing. And
a
like,
little gross.
There's his
I
friends.
agree with you guys though. What was the evidence that came out? Because like a dude like Drake.
well,
Gets-
she's like, oh, yeah, I love Drake. Drake, we text all the time. We're like,
Oh, that is really weird. What kind
like,
of
yeah, she said that like in an interview or something. Like, what? You text Drake
for
all the time?
Drake's sake? I hope that was just like a teenager like making that a bigger deal than it really was.
But I mean, if you
But
look
I
at the
don't- I
history
don't-
of it too,
yeah.
he's been known to do this. Like he
Is that
hits
right?
up on Instagram, like, damn, she's 16.
I mean, dude.
2 years later, they're like,
Is that
whoa.
all right? Yeah.
Dude, I mean, look at his baby mama.
What is she graduating high school
I'm
right
not
now?
familiar. Tell me.
You haven't seen his baby mama?
No. What is she? 19?
I mean,
18?
I just know about the porn star one.
Well, no, he I mean, he had a baby mama who like wasn't. I mean, you know,
Just say it, man. The listeners don't know. They're all like me.
he could have done better. You know what I mean? To have a baby mama, like he could have done better.
See, those are the people. Those are the people we got to look out about.
You know what I mean? Like, not to be disrespectful or anything, but like,
This is Drake. You know.
yeah,
like,
it's Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Like, you know when he says like, "I be running through the 6?"
yeah.
I mean, the only 6 he's running with is his baby mama, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Damn.
like, not to be disrespectful, but like, let's be honest. And so,
Híjole.
you know,
But no,
Alright.
for real though. I mean, like, if just off of that, I have to go with Donda.
But if yeah, exactly, we're just going based off of that.
Just
What do you
the fact
mean?
that Kanye West doesn't text
Okay,
13-year-olds.
I guess for like a principled reason, you're going with Donda. But you're not saying the art is better.
Yeah, but no, 100% is better. Another album that did get a lot of critical attention was "Call Me If You Get Lost" by Tyler the Creator, which I don't know how
I saw
much
that a lot,
you guys
yeah.
like Tyler the Creator, but
I love Tyler.
Yeah, earquake. I keep saying that wrong.
Earthquake.
you made my earthquake.
Dude, that earthquake.
That was a couple years ago. That was fire.
That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, when he did that BET performance where he combined Earthquake and one other song on his
Oh,
album,
he had
it
Earth, Wind,
was
and Fire?
so great, dude.
he had those
Incredible.
that old band come out. Those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, Boyz II Men.
Yeah.
Boyz II Men come out.
Yeah,
And like
Oh,
sing
yeah.
with him and like sing the song.
dude,
It was
that's
amazing.
that performance.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love
That's
it.
another that did get a lot of attention because it ended
Boyz II
up
Men.
beating out DJ Khaled to the number one spot, which like he ended up talking about like, clearly Khaled took an ego hit because
You talking about Khaled?
no, I'm talking about Tyler the Creator.
No, but you said DJ Khaled.
Yeah,
Like Cali, California? Or...
No,
no,
K
DJ Khaled.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
okay. Because that.
I thought you meant the
Yeah.
one chick, Callie.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if you were
Oh,
saying
Kali
Cali
Uchis?
Uchis.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I was. I
Although
couldn't-
she's
yeah.
got a couple of good songs,
Oh yeah,
but
and they
Bro.
sing together too.
nothing compared to you like Kali Uchis.
Cali Uchis is. She's awesome, bro. I love her.
Yeah,
For real, no joke, no joke. Not even trying to play anything for the room here or anything.
yeah.
Like I liked her collabs with Tyler, and she had a few songs where they were pretty good on their own. And
Yeah.
even in like the Spanish album, I was surprised that like she had that one song on there that was just everywhere, dude. Like
Well,
Tu Sueños or something like
I'm not
that.
sure.
or-
That's Spanish.
Yeah, Cali
She has
Uchis
a-
did
Talking
a
about Despa-
Spanish song.
she can sp-
Despacito.
No, shut the fuck up.
yeah, I'm pretty sure she was on the remix.
Nah, Cali Uchis had like a whole like Spanglish album, and one of those songs was just like everywhere. I can't remember which one, but
I mean, she's big on TikTok too, and that's like what you need to do now for these
Yeah.
artists. Like they need to be big on TikTok.
Speaking of TikTok, you can go sponsor us at not sponsor.
Follow
Follow
us.
us. There we go.
Yeah, follow us
At,
on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Are we on TikTok?
We are on TikTok. Yeah.
Bro,
Damn,
taste
I
us.
gotta follow us on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
I really like to party.
You can follow us and Kelly Uchis.
body.
So, like, what was your thoughts on this Tyler album?
Oh, it was great, man. Another great
It was-
album by another great artist.
Another banger.
Dude. I mean, Tyler's
Give
just
us a
so
rating,
good, bro.
1 through
Dude,
5,
I
1 through
mean,
10.
I like a lot of his early stuff, so it's tough to be like,
Yeah.
now he's
a
very,
little bit biased,
Yeah,
kind of a
exactly,
thing, or
like-
like, do you hold him to a higher
But dude-
standard, or like, what do you mean? by that?
Of course, like anything he puts out, I'm gonna listen to just
Yeah.
because he was like such a big influence in my like teenage years.
That's how I felt about Kanye, but that's also why I was disappointed
Yonkers?
by Kanye.
Dude, Yonkers.
Come on, dude.
Yonkers is great.
Dude, I thought
He came in
his,
But
hot and heavy
overplayed.
with that.
no, his last album, on the one Earthquake was on.
Yeah.
Earthquake.
That's the name of the album?
It's called Igor.
Yes, Igor. Igor is his best album. I was kind of disappointed by this one.
Wolf is.
Nah, I liked
Wolf.
Igor.
You gotta listen to Wolf.
I don't know. I like when those artists like do the genre bending shit.
Yeah,
when you
no,
can't,
sure. I understand
when
that.
when they're like working with all these influences and they're just like throwing everything.
Igor
in the pot.
was fucking fantastic.
Dude, it had like some rock type like feels to it. It had like some different dream wave type feels.
Trying to think of
It
the
was like
song.
all over the place,
It was like,
but dude, there was
That song.
there was a lot
like
of
three of
weird
them.
shit. Even like Tyler will make you listen to the weird shit, bro. Like
Oh,
he's
for
so
sure.
good that like he'll be like, "Am I really listening to this?"
No,
You'll
it's
like find
fantastic.
yourself and
Yeah.
suddenly you're into it.
It's.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's been able to transition out of like that. I mean, he was literally talking his early stuff. He's not very proud of anymore, but he talks about like that he would literally draw swastikas on girls and like smack them around and like a lot of taboo stuff in his early stuff that he's not proud of anymore. The fact that he's
I
Edgelord
never
stuff.
picked up on that.
oh you didn't
Edgelord stuff.
I didn't pick
Dude,
up
I
on
was
the
a
drawing swastikas.
big. I was a big Odd Future fan, and like his early stuff was like super gnarly and dark and twisted and like rebellious, and that whole like Odd Future movement was. And now that he's been able to transition out of that to be like, no man, like he samples jazz and he's able to work on all this stuff and
Like I like Igor and Flower Child more than anything else.
really,
Yeah, and I think it's for that reason because he like finally became like a full-fledged artist.
he like fully,
full-fledged artist
Yeah.
rather than a rapper.
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
He like it's almost like going from Pikachu to Raichu. You know, like Squirtle
Squirtle to
one.
Blastoise. Not
Yeah,
even
Squirtle
not
to
even
Blastoise. He skipped the
Squirtle.
middle part, bro.
He's an artist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He dated what's his face, Jaden Smith, right?
He
like
dated
confirmed?
Will's son?
Yeah.
For real? You guys...
They're
No,
really
yeah.
good friends.
Did he say I love him and all this
He
stuff?
said, yeah.
And then like they like
Tyler has
We're a
come out of the
thing and all that
closet,
stuff.
but
Is he?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I was leaving trail mix for you everywhere.
I was gonna say, that's what I've been saying for years. I was
Yeah.
listening to Igor and saying that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did he do that before, though? I'm sure
He did it. I think
did.
right before
Flower Child, right? Because Flower Child
I
was...
think so.
it's
Sounds
kind
like
of
an
old news
allegory.
now. It's like
Yeah,
what,
it is old news.
2017, 2018.
Yeah, it's old news, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like I don't keep up with like the...
So you're
small details.
still over there, you know, Trump 2020.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
still waving my 2020 Trump flag, you know?
It's Biden time, dog.
Let's talk about the songs that we enjoyed the most, though, and we'll kind of transition out of the music in general. But what were some of your guys' favorite songs specifically?
Of 2021.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Phil.
Ooh la 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 la. I've been messing around with this 99 Neighbors. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
No? You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I listened to it on the way here.
Hell yeah. No, they came out with this song.
It's like white boy California rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Mac
Yeah.
DeMarco, kind of
Oh,
like
yeah, I
that,
know.
like
yeah.
that rap, that like vibes.
It's
Kind of
it's
I hate that
definitely
word
like a hipster who likes to smoke a lot and like surf.
Yeah,
Like-
like smokes a lot of cigarettes.
Yeah, I think the album's called "Wherever You're Going, I Hope It's Great" or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's
So
a good
you-
sound to it.
yeah.
We were exchanging music on the way here, just like
But that song specifically,
Oh yeah. I mean, for 2021. But if we're going for a song specifically in general,
Let's talk about one song, one specific song.
Dougie, Dragula by Rob Zombie.
Dragula.
Dragula.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. What would you say the vibe has to be for the song?
I mean, it's Rob Zombie.
Post-apocalyptic.
I was gonna say Rob Zombie should sing.
I think the chorus is I dig through the ditches, I burn through the witches that slam in the back of my Dragula.
Okay.
You never heard it?
No.
Oh my!
I'll have to check it out.
It gets the people going.
What about Juan? What was your song of the year?
Dude, my song of the year. I'm gonna go contemporary because I didn't listen to that many new albums this year.
No, that's fine. But what was your song? What was your song of the year?
Are you,
Oh, okay.
Are we
On Hold
going
by
by
Jamie
analytics,
XX.
like our YouTube and stuff?
No, it doesn't have to be
Because
that.
by
Yeah.
YouTube, it's
Yeah, no
Dirty
doubt.
Work by Steely Dan.
Yes, yes. Please tell us about that one because I love your story about that one.
So like every day before work, I would always play. Have you ever heard of Dirty Work?
No.
It's a good song.
Oh, Marone, Jesus Christ! It's a popular. It's a good song.
Yeah.
You know, if whatever you got to do, big
There's a
We
little
the
bit of a
worker.
Jimmy Buffett vibe, just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Jimmy Buffett.
It just has a little bit of that like feel good Margaritaville vibe, a little bit, not that much though.
Oh, I mean, yeah, a little bit of the
Just
feel
a
good.
dash, just a dash.
It's you know,
It just has that little like feel good like kind
it's a love song. I think a love song for the capitalistic work environment.
There you go.
I'm a fool to do your dirty work. Oh yeah. I don't wanna do your dirty work. Oh no.
So
Come on
you
now.
listen to this song before
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 going
he
to
goes
work,
to work?
driving to work. Yeah.
every day.
Every day for a period.
You're
To the point where like I kind of forgot about it because after I got tired of that, I got into the. I always go back to this like a Godfather theme. Like I
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
music,
some classical he was
composers,
showing
Hans
Okay.
Zimmer and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Because you know, I'm the actor of my movie. My life is a movie. so
exactly.
might as well have the score playing.
That's fair.
The two biggest songs of the year for me, and I'm just gonna give two because, like, I feel like it's just a more round
Contemporary
picture,
and whatever
you know?
your
Yeah.
analytics say.
The song and album that I listened to on repeat the most was by far like After Hours by The Weeknd.
Yeah.
No doubt. Like it took up like 5 out of my top 10 songs, and like I could literally just press play and
Yeah.
and go like not skip a single one.
What a good year for
Yeah,
that
because
guy.
you really discovered the weekend this year, huh?
Yeah, big time. And the songs, but like the number one song though, I thought it was gonna be a Weekend song.
Yeah.
I was super surprised. But then like looking back, I shouldn't have been, because this song was like, it just like wrapped me up in like a blanket of happiness and like feel good. But it's this like EDM like head boppy song, called On Hold by the artist The XX, and it's specifically because it's very different from their original.
Yeah.
The Jamie XX remix.
Okay.
Ooh.
So it's On Hold Jamie XX remix.
The
And
extra
it's
extra
this-
large remix.
That's right. Sitting in that like forbidden section of Pornhub.
Exactly.
Oh.
So you're on the 15th page.
Yeah,
You're
that's-
scrolling.
That's when you've already inserted your credit card a few times.
Thank God I haven't done that.
Amex only allowed. Point is, this song I discovered though when I was going through my like house EDM phase in this
Yeah,
year because
house.
I was in charge of selecting the music for the bar I worked at for the short time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just needed to like round out that taste. You know, I needed to know which directions to go in and things like that.
Get that feeling vibe going.
Yeah, so I discovered like a few little artists like Fisher. I really like that guy.
Yeah, Fish is great.
Yeah.
Fisher Price.
What about Chris?
Love Fisher Price.
What about Chris Lake? Any Chris Lake?
I didn't run into him, but
it's
I might
very
like
similar.
him. I might like him. Yeah.
Is
I
he
liked
like
him
Morgan
and
Wallen?
the XX.
Or who's Chris Lake?
And that
Completely
particular
different.
song, and it was just, dude, super head boppy, like very happy. It has
Yeah.
minimal lyrics, just like a few here and there, but it's just feels like you turn it on and it's the middle of the night and the sun's down, you're just in the car. It kind of makes you feel like you're in fucking space, you know, just like one of those songs that transports you. That's more of a feeling than
Yeah.
a song.
Coasting.
And I kind of learned to enjoy that about music this year, actually. Like, to stop,
enjoy it.
Just enjoy, like, the feeling it almost, like, puts in your body rather than, like,
Yeah.
the sound that, like, the person is singing.
Instead of getting
you know?
like worked up on it.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
And that's actually, that particular reason is why I enjoyed After Hours so much. Because I felt like After Hours had, like, this really psychedelic dreamwave thing going on. But it also had, like, a futuristic sound.
And that's
like,
the Weekend album, right? After
Yeah.
Hours?
Yeah.
Wait, and it
I don't even think it
believe-
came out this year.
It came out in 2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that he has worked with, or they've worked with Daft Punk in the past.
He has worked with Daft Punk in the
Yeah,
past.
it felt like this whole album was inspired by that.
The Starboy album is when he worked with
Yeah.
Daft Punk.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised because I started like looking into them whether they collabed on this album.
He's a
And
star
it didn't-
boy.
I couldn't find that they did,
Did he?
but it seemed like he was like heavily influenced by that Daft Punk like sound.
I think even maybe Gesaffelstein might have collaborated on After Hours, but I'm
Yeah,
not
that's a really
entirely
good
sure.
one. Yeah. Because Gustafsson, GES or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's fantastic.
I'm gonna have to check it out. If you're,
He has.
Oh,
he
yeah,
has
if you're
a
into
couple,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
he
because
has
that's what I liked
very,
about this
like,
album.
Good bar music.
space,
Yeah.
like
That,
amazing,
like
like space
futuristic
influences.
dream
Exactly.
wave psychedelic.
No, it's amazing.
Feel.
Let's transition out of music and talk about
TV movies.
let's talk about TV and movies, man. Because like
TV themed movies or TV and
Both, like
movies?
TV and movies.
Or like
you know?
TV shows, like
TV
Hallmark,
shows,
Lifetime.
TV shows,
TV
movies.
shows that were big for you this year.
Yeah.
that
What
ran into.
What was your show of the year?
Oh, it has to be Squid Games.
I think no matter what, it has to be. I mean
it has
that
to be.
that show took over the world.
that's
Dude,
fair.
I enjoyed it so much more.
You know what? This year, Loki. I'm willing to bet your Squid Games with Loki.
I was just say the shows that I felt like had a lot of cultural influence, because you know when Mandalorian first came out, everybody was talking about
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
Oh, the Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I feel like this year
Guru.
it was Grosjean. It was definitely like Squid Game and Loki. Like those two shows like
Yeah, that was very big.
had a cultural like movement through them.
Yeah.
Loki, because you know Tom Hiddleston is like such a good
Oh yeah.
actor as Loki, and just you know it's Marvel Universe, so it's always gonna do well. But then Squid Game, I mean, it's just fantastic.
I mean,
Dude, I was gonna say I read actually
Hmm.
a incredible piece on Squid Games in general about how all these things that went totally over my head and that I'm completely disappointed in because I should know more about.
Yeah,
But
as a
all-
leftist
Yeah.
anarchist.
Yeah, essentially.
anarchist?
But the show
way of
was a
saying it.
huge freaking like. It was just filled with all these references to the Korean War, which you know we had
Really?
to do with. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the games that they play were developed out of paper because they had nothing else to play with during the Korean War, and they were Korean War era games. Like specifically the one where they gamble or whatever.
Where they're trying to smack the paper to flip over.
Yes, that was a game that was created during that war because they didn't have that many things to create toys out of, so they literally had to invent games like that.
Wow.
And one of the games was called Octopus, where which is kind of the name where the name Squid Game comes from, because the way that they play the game, they would have a team or a person try to separate the octopus from the tentacles, and that was the objective of the game. I couldn't really tell you who did what or what did what, but that was essentially a reference to like American intelligence in the region, because people said that it felt like an octopus was here because they're everywhere. Because like you couldn't talk to like you couldn't be honest with anybody about anything, because they might just report you and you'll disappear one day because you were like a teacher who was trying to organize for any certain reason. And all of these things completely went over our head and my head.
Yeah.
Also, another thing, the mom lives in the ghetto, and like that ghetto was a bomb shelter. Like all these, they were a bomb shelter, and and we're just over here like, oh well, I guess that's where she lives. You know, like it is what it is.
Didn't think too much of it.
But yeah, there's all these references to like American imperialism within that show that it's almost like deems like you have to watch it a second time and kind of keep an eye out for it.
It keeps the viewers coming back for something more. See, that's very smart. I would have never even come up with like those red light, green light game or the gambling paper game.
I know some of those games are like kid games still, but it does make sense that, you know, people in war are gonna play those games. But Loki, you said you would fight with tooth and nail.
Yes. No, Loki's is like we mentioned before. Thomas, what's his name?
Tom Hiddleston.
Thomas Hiddleston. No matter what
Did you say Thomas Edison?
Dude, this guy is so
Thomas
great with
Middleton?
pronunciation. He's awesome. I love that.
Thomas Hiddleston.
Yep.
Yes.
That's his name.
That's his name. That's what you just have to do.
Yep.
He's a good actor. No, it's just the fact that whatever he's in,
he's very likable.
He
you're gonna be
elevates what
entertained.
he's in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he definitely elevates whatever he's in.
And then just going off the success of the Marvel movies, and like it's a refresher to watch something that's not a big budget movie. It's a big budget show, right? And you got Owen Wilson in there too.
Owen Wilson was so good in it.
Whoa.
Wait, Owen Wilson was in Loki?
Yeah.
God
And
damn
he's
it, I'm
fucking
disappointed with
It's
myself.
a good show. Good show.
Owen Wilson hasn't been in something in a while, so
Plus,
or it feels like in something
visually
big.
speaking, it's really
Yeah.
pretty.
Who?
Really, it's really pretty. The show
very
Loki.
beautifully shot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Marvel.
Is that because
that's what
of
Marvel
like
does.
the universe that Loki lives in, sort of thing? Or like,
Yeah, so I mean,
what makes it pretty?
Without spoiling anything, in the very last Avengers movie, Avengers Endgame, he ends up getting control of the Tesseract back in time, so ends up making a rift. So Loki is now transported to
Valhalla or their heaven
purgatory.
sort of thing?
Best way to explain it.
right.
Right?
Essentially, this purgatory. He doesn't know whether he's dead or alive, and what he is, he's kind of in between. He's like within the timeline, and he ends up finding different versions of himself. And
I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it was this year that I realized what a variant was.
Variants of he ends up finding a variant of himself.
Yeah.
And like,
Oh, okay.
so they essentially want to get rid of him so that like everything continues as normal, and they're trying to like make everything. I forget what the fucking TVA I think they're called.
Yeah.
The Time
Variant Association. TVA,
Yeah, I think literally that's what it's called. And so they're trying to get rid of him because he ended up creating a different timeline. But there's different versions of Loki that are trying to get rid of them.
Shit. You know what? I just thought about this. He
so
would love this.
Has a little bit of Inception thing going on.
Because Loki is pretty much like a...
It's like
an
Matrix.
anarchist.
Yeah, I know.
The TVA, he's going to overthrow the
absolutely,
TVA.
I know. He's like the black sheep of the family.
He's the Richard Jewell of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah. I know just because like of your slight familiarity because you run into Norse mythology once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know too much
God of
about
War
it, but,
games.
No, it's really you would like it because it's not like
and that in itself, the fact that it's like has to deal with mythology, probably I would like that intro into the Marvel
and like I said, it's kind of like the Matrix / Marvel / like Inception.
Okay.
And it's a TV show too, so that's even
How
better.
many episodes?
It's only like 8.
10,
Oh,
8?
I gotta
I
watch
think it's
it
even
then.
less, dude.
I'll watch
I think
it.
it's literally only like 8.
I'm gonna watch it.
Like shows like that in Hawkeye, where you
Yeah.
can like really hone in on characters and like flesh them out as people. They're fucking fantastic.
All right then.
I would put Loki up there with Squid Game. I would fucking agree with you, Phil. I think both those shows really took the cake this year.
All right then. Let me throw this one out
Performance-wise,
here. Let me
killed
throw
it.
this one out here.
What's
and,
up?
and let me give a potentially strong opinion, controversial opinion that y'all may disagree with.
Cuties, you son of a
No,
bitch.
I think The Boys is the best superhero television made in the last 5 years.
I would.
Superhero television?
Yes, The Boys. If nobody's watched it,
I don't
it's
think
a
The
show.
Boys is on 2021 though, right?
No.
I think
Is
season
there a
3
season
was
3?
no.
Was
Season 3 was. I believe.
I don't know. Maybe. You know what? I think in the beginning of the year.
Because that's when they had that like congresswoman that was kind of AOC parallel, sort of.
No, I don't think The Boys was. I would agree and disagree with you, right? Like The Boys feels good to anybody who doesn't like that DC and Marvel universe stuff, because it's and the comic is great. Like I was able to read and finish the comic online. Like just, I mean, there's
The Boys just feels way more realistic than anything.
and it's like that's probably what would happen. Like
Yeah.
if, for those who don't know, The Boys is a superhero show on Amazon Prime that essentially these superheroes are corporate. They're literally owned and
Yeah.
sponsored by.
they were created by like Raytheon.
Right.
It's like a real life
Yeah.
version of what it would be the
This is
capitalistic side of
the
hero business.
neoliberal Superman.
And there's one guy who's the like essentially the
Homefront?
Superman Homelander,
Homelander, there
who's
you
like
go.
the Superman, and so he's like,
Dude, I loved him. Like
he's
as a
very-
villain,
yeah, he's fucking
an incredible
yeah.
actor. Like
I wouldn't say he's
He-
much of a villain. He's more of like a,
Misunderstood.
he's definitely a villain.
but to whom?
He's like an anti-hero.
Right,
At
I would say
minimum.
anti-hero, yeah.
Minimum. Maybe not a direct villain.
But
but
see,
The villain is
that's why
definitely the
that's why it's a good
organization.
show, because
Yeah.
here we are talking about like, is this guy really a villain? Or
That's my point.
He's
That,
just the
that show
anti-hero.
had like different interpretations. You could have liked different characters you like to fall in love with. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a great show, and especially because it just I loved like the whole corrupting part of the PR,
Which would
how-
100% happen.
Yeah, how
Oh,
they
yeah.
show that angle, how they show like the corrupting part of like the defense industry, how they would totally try to create superhumans given the first shot.
I don't want to spoil it. Never mind.
No, go
I won't
ahead.
I won't spoil it for
No.
people who haven't watched it. But I mean, it gets to a point where they're confronting certain villain or certain superheroes for doing things in order to bypass the government,
Yes.
which is like so interesting. Of like, would they do that? Like, in order to get the best thing for themselves, would they? Because they're superheroes, they
Yeah.
can just fly to another country and do something.
Yeah.
They don't, but they can't do that because they
They're
need.
working for
Working for a company,
they have
so
bosses. Yeah.
the company wants to look good in front of the media,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're like, "Well, we're not going to send you up there. We're not going to send you to this country, so you can just because you would literally demolish everything there, and we don't. You're technically an American soil citizen. We don't want to send you
be
over
an
there."
act of war,
Like,
and like the
specifically
actual political
in
real
the-
life repercussions of it.
In the show, they show once where like the Superman type character is trying to get a terrorist in the Middle East sort of thing, and then he lasers like 12 people in half while he tries
Yeah.
to get the single terrorist.
Just the one guy.
And,
Yeah, very realistic.
And they had captured that as a viral video. So like they're dealing with the PR nightmare of that, and
I know.
so there's just a lot of little incidents like that are incredible. And
Yeah,
It's like when
it's a great show for that reason alone. Kind of.
I agree with you there. And it's getting a spinoff. It's getting a
the girls.
no. It's getting it's called. It's getting Soldier Boy is another character from the comics, and so not Soldier Boy the artist. The hero's his name is Soldier Boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
His name is Soldier Boy, and he's gonna get his own series. And I think it's gonna be like
Was he even in the show?
he's not in the show yet, but he's
Okay,
gonna be
he's gonna
introduced.
be
He's
introduced.
gonna get his own thing, and they're gonna do a spinoff. So
Wow.
yeah. And speaking of superhero shows on Amazon Prime, Invincible.
Oh yeah, that took off
Yeah,
really hot
tell
this
me
year.
about that one.
Dude, I mean,
I might like it. Tell me about it.
I would say it is the best comic that I have read in probably in all time.
Oh,
Like the comic is fantastic. It's kind of like what if Superman but this. So Invincible is like this young guy. He's literally like a combination of superhero, Spider-Man, like all these characters that you love.
All the character tropes, the superhero tropes.
Right. He's like a teenager in high school, but he's got powers, and how's he dealing with them?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, and the thing that really is interesting is that his dad is the strongest hero. He's part of like this Justice League, and what happens is his dad was essentially like Superman, so he came into the world. He's like, no, like my people are just, you know, expanding and and spreading our technology everywhere, just because they're advanced or superior. And he ends up turning on the Justice League of the superhero universe.
And siding with the superior
No,
beings?
he just fights like random villains, right? So aliens come or some bullshit pops up, and he like steps in. But one day when his son gets powers, finally when he's like a teenager, he's like a senior in junior high school, he ends up killing all the strongest superheroes, and his son is the only one strong enough to stand up to him. And he's like, why are you here? Why are you doing this? And then after that, and this is early on, man, like this isn't literally issue number 4 of the 173 comics that came out. So you find out like, why is his dad here really? And you know, how does the son have powers, and where does the
I'm hooked.
Dude, the show does an amazing an adaptation, but like the comic is like, if you
It's a good cast too. It's got what, J.K. Simmons?
J.K. Simmons, it's
Who's
got
That's J.
What
Jonah
else is he
Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson. He was in Whiplash. He's the older guy.
Oh yeah, stellar performance. Good movie too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's got an amazing cast. It's got a bunch of big names. Highly recommend the show. Seth Rogen's in it. Seth
yeah.
Rogen is a producer on the show as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, like I said, great adaptation of the comics.
He's a Democrat. You like him? Smokes pot. This is California. Doesn't care if his car gets robbed.
Yeah, I was about to say.
He's Canadian.
He lives in California now.
Yeah.
Besides that, let's go into how about movies that we watched this year?
Ooh.
Because I think that is going to be a lot more of a debate for everybody in the room.
You know, when I was looking back on this to like, you know, chime in, I was like, what did I actually
There
watch
was a
this
ton
year?
of fucking movies that came out this year, despite it being COVID.
Oh yeah. Thank God for streaming services.
Yeah, I mean there
HBO Max, baby.
HBO
Dude,
Max,
HBO Max came in
alone.
fat this year.
Yeah, even though that
Most of the movies were just stankers.
most of the movies ended up
Stanky.
not making a lot of money, but like The Eternals, Encanto, The Suicide Squad, Godzilla vs. King Kong, Sing 2, Shang-Chi, Cruella, Spider-Man No Way Home, dare I say Mortal Kombat, Jungle Cruise, Fast 9, Venom 2.
I forgot about Fast 9 came out.
Ghostbusters. I mean, like big name movies.
The new James Bond movie.
The new
No
James
Time
Bond
to Die.
movie. Halloween Kills, which we saw
yeah.
together.
Those were all on HBO Max.
No,
No,
these
no,
aren't
this is
HBO.
movies
This
that-
movies that came out this year.
Yeah.
Which is like insane to think because
Banger
like
after banger.
the movie theaters were barely opened.
Yeah.
Like you could go see the movies, but like
Mm-hmm.
I mean it wasn't all like
Yeah.
guaranteed. Black Widow, Dune, Free Guy, which ended up doing quite well.
Oh yeah, the Ryan Reynolds one, right?
the Ryan Reynolds one. The Schneider Cut was on HBO Max. I mean these are just like, dude, this is like
The Last
top.
Duel, another good one.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott,
Did I already say The Matrix?
The Matrix,
The
Maybe
new
you did.
Matrix movie that just came out this month.
Do you guys like the Matrix movies?
I haven't
love
seen
the
it,
Matrix
new
movies.
one. Did you watch the new one?
I have not yet because I've only heard bad things.
Yeah.
They look pretty trash.
The newest one or in general?
Like one looks good.
Have you ever seen it?
Or no, I'm sorry.
do you mean it
one
looks good?
was good. Every like 2.
If you go back and watch 2 and 3,
I remember weren't that good.
you gotta watch them back
and
to
then
back.
everything after 2 is just like
Yeah,
terrible.
you could have missed 3. Yeah, 2 was
3.
alright. 1 was
like
good.
this new one. I saw the trailer for it and I'm like, oh,
I
ooh, this
It's-
looks bad.
yeah.
This looks terrible.
It's very meta.
well, actually, I felt the opposite. I felt like the trailer looked good, but then I was like
Hell no.
kind of waiting, and
It
then like
looks terrible.
the reviews were like, "Oof, you may-
Onslaught,
looks
bad. after
maybe you
bad.
can miss this one," and I'm like,
It looks
"That's
terrible.
never
The
a good
fact
sign."
that there was just nothing but explosions and shooting in the trailer makes like there
Well, that's
was
what
like,
the first one was.
Mhm.
Like the trailer
it-
was all that.
Well, I mean,
If you watch the first,
I
go back
remember
and watch it.
supposedly in
I
the new
remember
movie
just-
they actually talk about that. It's like, yeah, this movie isn't be about a bunch of bullet time and all this stuff. Like,
Well, think about the Matrix literally like paved the way for all that, like of like these hard hitting slow like bullet time was like made in. I mean, it's been a
What are you talking about? That the Matrix did what?
like for action sequences in movies, I like that.
bullet time. The Matrix did that.
I guess, but
What do you mean you guess?
Yeah, they were the first ones to do it. But
Do you think Bruce Willis was doing that in Die Hard, or was he?
I was gonna say that's not a very revolutionary like.
Arnold
idea.
It was at
wasn't
the time,
doing it.
yeah. Now it's like a cliche and like
Yeah.
a trope, but like at the time, no one had ever seen anything like that.
Well, that's because
Now
people
you
were
literally
all creative. How is slow motion revolutionary?
But
in
not
the
slow
early
motion,
2000s?
literally slow motion, and then you get all the angles around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, it's
Oh, the fighting sequences with the Angel
sounds
Smiths and all that
unimpressive.
stuff. That was groundbreaking. The
dude,
360
groundbreaking.
camera.
Listen, you cannot be like you cannot like it, but it
I
is
understand
revolutionary.
what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. All I'm saying is, I'm surprised that was revolutionary in the early 2000s. I'm surprised that was not
Revolutionary,
done before.
100%.
I mean, look at the first superhero movie. It was what, X-Men?
Yeah,
You
Like
guys
big
realize
budget.
that
was
we're
a big
living in
stinking
the
pile
time
of shit.
where Jeff Bezos can go to space, and you're telling me that
Yes, asshole.
that shit
Yes.
is revolutionary. Like it just seems small potatoes, you know? Like,
yes. In comparison,
very small
now
potatoes.
All right, if we're gonna be, comparison, back then Jeff Bezos was in his garage at that point. Wait,
Not
he
even.
wasn't.
2000?
Not even.
He always
He was
had
in
that-
Europe.
he's-
European.
He comes from a wealthy family. This whole
Who,
idea
Elon
that
Musk?
the fucking
He came from a garage as an
poor
idea, or as a lie.
Yeah, all those guys. But movie-wise, what was your? Let's all go around the room, starting with Juan Barbosa. Juan Legend.
motherfucking
Animated,
Legend.
Any movie that you
Okay,
enjoyed.
I'm gonna give two. Animated, I liked Encanto.
Ooh, maybe don't put that on. That's on.
What's almost over.
What the hell?
But anyways, animated, I really enjoyed Encanto.
They're doing Disney flick?
Yeah, the new Disney movie. It was
The one that takes our culture and exploits it for Disney millions.
That's what
Moana?
all Disney films are. They literally just fucking folk tales. Cinderella and all those
We're
movies-
German and Austrian.
Yeah, they're like a
Nah, man,
European.
they took it too
folk
far.
tales
What about
where
Coco?
they
Didn't
would
Coco do that already?
I love
delete
Coco.
the actual moral reason that they would
Hell yeah.
tell those stories.
What'd you feel about Coco? Did it make you cry at the end?
Oh, dude, Coco was.
Did it make you think of your?
You know that
abuela?
movie broke records in Mexico.
Really?
Of course it did. Of course it
They're like,
did.
finally, they made one for us. Por fin.
Dude, not only that, you would watch that and you would be like, you would just feel like you're looking at grandma or
Dude,
some
it
shit,
was-
bro.
It's about death, isn't it?
Of course. Yeah.
I never seen it because I hear.
Dude,
like,
I feel like crying thinking about it.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. That's why I
Yeah.
don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
I cried through a lot. Of that.
Anyways, before you guys
Dude, that movie
spun me off,
fucked you
though.
up. Encanto, you said was really lovely,
I loved
right?
Encanto.
I thought the
love
trailer
the
looked
art
good.
style.
Yeah.
I love the art style. Very bright, very beautiful. Like you could look at it all day. Kind of like Coco, like that Coco art.
I was
style
gonna wait till it came on Disney
incredible.
Plus.
Nice, vibrant
It-
and whatnot.
It is on Disney Plus. Encanto.
I thought it was on.
That's where I watched it.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, no.
What, you paid
that's-
$30 for it?
I didn't go to it. Everything I watch at home.
I watched the trailer for it on before the Spider-Man movie.
Encanto's that you can watch it on Disney Plus. Right now.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
But yeah, a great movie. Highly recommend it. It has like the Disney feel good, like beautiful art style, but also incredible music.
Yeah.
Like where there's like catchy tunes, and you'll feel yourself kind of like
Hell yeah.
like kind of the earworm that
Mm-hmm.
Disney does to you like a day or two after their movies.
That's true.
After that though, like less animated, a little bit more serious. I really enjoyed Don't Look Up.
Which just
Oh,
recently came
Literally
out.
came out
Yeah.
5 days ago.
I was gonna say it came out this week,
Yeah.
and that's a movie directed by Adam McKay,
Yep.
who is best known for the Landlord sketch, which was on Funny or Die, starring Will Ferrell.
Oh, really?
That is not what he's known for. He's known for some big ass shit versus some like niche shit that this dude.
What are
is
you
over
talking
here
about?
trying
That's
to-
where he got his start.
Yeah,
I
you're
dead
trying
ass
to give
not
us
know
some
that.
niche shit. Give us like what is he?
He
Actually
was the
known for?
director
Talladega
of
Nights,
The Big Short.
The Big Short.
Yeah.
He's done a bunch of other stuff,
Yeah.
but that was, I thought that was fucking crazy.
You guys are like
The last movie.
Hollywood nerds a little bit.
a little bit.
Well, we pay attention to the
I was
movie.
trying to be nice.
We
I was
pay
trying to be
attention to the
nice.
movie.
But so that you guys,
Yeah, you might have to come into
you
the
have
microphone a
to
little bit more.
treat like the listener like they don't know.
So
like,
yeah,
a
he's
lot
done
of these
Talladega
characters.
Nights. He actually he formed a partnership with Will Ferrell many years ago and has directed a bunch of stuff that Will Ferrell has been in.
Kind of like what Seth Rogen and James Franco did
like
before
all
the
those-
whole
before the
bad Franco.
yeah.
Bad Franco.
We love Dave. We don't like James.
Dude, what's the name of the?
Just got just this week guilty
James Franco guilty?
for all the allegations.
They got him. Good. I mean, it was
How
he was
the
a dirty
fuck did
dog.
that stuff go on like,
Guilty,
under
dude.
my nose and I didn't even hear about it?
James Fair. So he came
I
out.
didn't even know he was already
Nah,
charged.
He came out, but like, yeah, he's found guilty. He
All right,
pleaded.
let's not-
he pleaded guilty. Yeah.
Good.
Let's go back to the movies though. Let's go back to
Yeah.
Anyways, Don't Look Up. Who was the other name? The dude from Superbad who was in it?
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
Dude, I love this
Meryl.
character.
Oh, yeah.
Not Meryl Streep.
Dude,
Meryl Streep.
Let's
Yeah,
talk about the
Meryl Streep,
movie
by the
though.
way.
Yeah, let's talk about the movie.
Let's.
Like,
I want to give everybody their fair for all our listeners who are living under a rock. Yeah, Don't Look Up is a fantastic movie. It has a giant cast. Dude, Kid Cudi's in it.
That's
Ariana
what I was
Grande's
saying.
in it.
Yeah.
Leonardo,
It was-
dude,
yeah,
literally
nothing but
Mr.
stars,
Hollywood.
dude.
Leonardo
Jennifer
DiCaprio.
Lawrence.
It is Meryl Streep, yes. Kate Blanchett, Jennifer Lawrence.
the fact that they had Lawrence, DiCaprio, and Streep alone.
Tyler Perry was in it. He was great. Timothy Chalamet was
he
in
was.
it. Ron Perlman was in it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Hellboy.
Yeah, he was also great in it. Himesh Patel was in it. He's good. He was in Inception.
He's pretty funny. yeah.
Melanie Linsky is in it, and a couple other guys. Rob Morgan, who is the doctor, Dr. Oglethorpe.
Oh yeah.
He was so good, dude. I don't know what Rob Morgan, what else he's been in, but he was just so good.
I love the Ron Perlman character.
He's from a different time.
From a different time.
They just kept. He's from a different time. Like
He
they
would make
kept
some
saying
racist
that.
commentary. I love the Indians, both the ones with the feather, and then what was the other
The one with the elephants and the
and the
bow
one
and
with
arrow.
the elephants. Oh, there
He
you
goes,
go.
Why didn't they ever team up? That'd be awesome. And you're like,
He was making some valid
Ooh.
points. So.
yeah,
Dude,
man. his
Jonah
character-
Hill's character though.
Jonah Hill.
He, when he was giving that rally, you know, like, oh, we're the cool rich guys, you know,
Yeah.
you love us.
They've been lying to us. We can see the meteor from here.
Yeah, and then he gets hit by something. Oh, you fucking rednecks.
For those who don't know what the movie's about, it is a movie about a world-ending asteroid is found by these Michigan.
Michigan State University.
Yeah, Michigan State, yeah.
teacher,
Astronomers
and a
and shit like
PhD
that.
student.
Yeah,
The
not
teacher
only
being Leonardo DiCaprio, the PhD student being Jennifer
not
Lawrence.
yeah, exactly.
And yeah, they found them as they were just looking up into the sky, you know, like trying to find or look into the sky, see what's out there. They found a comet that was going to hit the Earth, and it took them a long time to convince the female parallel of Trump, essentially.
What? You thought so?
You thought that it was that obvious? It was that obvious? Female Trump, Don't Look Up. Great movie.
I
Has
would
a lot of
take her out
parallel-
on dinner.
Has a lot of parallels to real life shit, and to whoever like didn't pick up on it, the movie was an allegory towards climate change.
Yeah,
I thought it was an
It-
allegory to COVID.
it's-
COVID and it was essentially any world ending.
The movie was written by David Sirota, an incredibly incredibly popular political writer who wrote a fictional story
Yeah.
about climate change. It
Didn't
was an
he-
allegory for climate
Wasn't
change.
he Bernie Sanders' speechwriter or some shit?
Yeah, he was. He was quite literally one of the best anti-corporate, like corporate watchdog, finance watchdog people in Washington D.C. Like he's a very serious writer. Yeah, and he wrote that as a short story. It's an allegory for climate change.
But the whole premise of the movie is there's a world-ending meteor headed towards Earth in
And nobody takes like the
What is it,
scientific
90 days?
community.
6 month time span. So yeah.
Yeah,
What
no-
is 90 days?
no 90 days. That'd be 120 days.
Okay.
6 months, so many hours. Like they have it down to the second. Like obviously
Because of the app. Yeah.
because they're extremely intelligent scientists that they're playing, and they go to the NASA organization and as well as the head scientists. They go to the president, and the president's like,
With
"Yeah, we're
plenty
gonna-"
of time,
Yeah.
right away, within
Yeah.
the 6 month
Yeah.
time span.
Like
yeah.
the moment they discover it, they get on it and they start telling people immediately.
There was so many funny like political shit about this, like how the president wouldn't take anything seriously because
They're like,
like
It's not their scientist.
It's not in the right time. Like
Yeah.
I have an election coming
They're like,
up.
it's
I
a
have to deal with, like
midterms.
voters.
Exactly. And there's this hilarious scene where they're like, well, nothing in science is 100%, but it's 99.7%. And like, so 70%, they're like, no. There is for sure. And like Jennifer Lawrence's character is like, there is for sure a meteor that is going to hit the Earth, and it is for sure going to kill all of us if we don't try to misdirect it now. And so that's the whole movie without spoiling anything. It's on Netflix. Go check it out.
Great movie.
Definitely.
It's phenomenal.
Great movie.
It's got some controversy. I was looking into it because after that I was like, wow, this is a stellar cast.
Yeah.
And like Quantum was saying, like, oh, what the hell? They're making fun of me because of COVID. Oh.
I didn't say anything like that.
Well,
What are
no,
you
no,
talking
the
about?
people online.
People
Like,
online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was looking on.
Because it's like an amalgamation of like
Yeah.
global warming,
It's making fun of like
COVID, a lot
the
of
misinformation in American culture in general. Like the way that it portrayed that morning show, that was clearly like a ripoff or a parallel to Michael Strahan and Kelly Ripa's morning show, and how they try to keep everything pleasant, even though there are some hard subjects
impending doom.
that they could actually grapple with.
yeah, that was a really
Why did you say that it had some?
Well,
controversial
another reason
buzz?
why people were like, "Oh wow, this is just a big corporate movie, filled by corporate money to push their agenda," which is, we're dumb, I guess. Oh, like I can't believe, like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people gave a big stank at the fact that what's his face,
Sirota.
Soroto, yeah.
Yeah, he's an incredibly serious writer.
Hmm.
Like,
And well, it's just that there's a nuance in that, right?
Yeah.
They don't understand that, like, oh, like, this is a real thing per
Yeah.
se.
Yeah, Americans hate like
But they just hate the fact that it's
Anything that
so
has to do with climate change.
commercialized and like, oh, like they're feeding this to me, like, oh, like I have to trust a scientist now. Like, well, you showed up before, but I mean, if it takes a big Netflix movie to like,
yeah, I was gonna say there's been plenty of characters that aren't big Hollywood and aren't nerdy writers that have been talking about this. Like people all over the global south have been talking about this as their island homes have been flooding and shit for decades now. It's just
oh yeah, a big
our
typhoon
American
just wiped
public
out
that doesn't pay attention
places
to
in
that
India
shit. Yeah.
not too long ago.
But what about this cute puppy? What about this cute puppy that made the news? Moving from that into another fantastic movie that came out this month, Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah, two big movies right towards the end.
Yeah,
that
back
are,
to
like,
back.
critically acclaimed.
For real.
Critically.
Between the two, obviously
What
one
did the
didn't
poll
really.
say?
What?
What did our poll say for that one?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Going
Because
back.
for people who don't know, we ran a different story and a poll all over our socials where we asked the people, random
the
questions.
viewers. You.
One of those questions happened to be
The people.
Spider-Man
Or
versus
Don't Look Up.
Don't Look Up.
Oh,
And
Spider-Man won out 67% of 33%.
there you go. How many votes?
2.
Yeah, you can't dethrone Spider-Man.
Are you serious?
Okay. You can't get 67% out of 2 votes.
You can't dethrone the Spider-Man, dog.
Yeah, I mean, and the movie made $1 billion, which is not only the only movie this year to have made $1 billion, but just like one of the few movies in history to have made $1 billion.
Oh.
The movie's been out for a couple weeks now, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
if you haven't seen it, you're doing yourself a dishonor.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
The movie's fantastic. It's the trilogy cap off for Tom Holland Spider-Man, and it's just really good, man. It's really heartwarming.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did.
It's got everything. It's got a good nostalgia feeling. So if you're a grown man, you're like, oh, what?
Oh, what is this little kid movie? Disney gone too far. But no, man, this movie's actually genuinely great.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, it's what Star Wars should have been. Like,
Yo,
Yeah.
I gotta say though,
Oh, here you
I
go.
don't know.
Here you go.
I feel like I didn't love the
Don't go.
actor
Don't go there.
that was casted as the lead.
You don't
What,
like
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland?
No, he has such a boyish figure and frame.
Yeah, that's the point. Spider-Man
yeah.
is supposed to be
He's
like a teenager.
25. You know,
yes,
he's our
I
age.
get that. I
I
get
think he's
that.
a Pisces.
You just
But
don't like
the
the
dude
fact.
looks like he's 14.
Yeah, he looks very, very young.
Like Peter Parker in early 2000s had that boyish charm, but also looked like he hit puberty.
No,
Yeah, but
Tom Holland does not look like he hit
but the
puberty.
early 2000 Spider-Man was him in college. Like,
Tobey Maguire was a grown man. He was in his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's my point. He had that boyish look. This is
He
Hollywood.
looked like a young adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he had the boyish look. Tom Holland just looks like a boy.
He looks very.
He
as,
literally-
as Peter Parker should
He
be. 'cause
literally
he's a
looks
high
like he would
schooler.
be asking me to date my daughter and take her to prom.
But that's like
Yeah.
Phil said. That's the point. He's a high schooler.
Is he really in high school?
You ever
The
read
movie, the whole
comics?
movie takes points in.
Oh, I know that Okay, yeah.
Well,
I
but
guess.
so do all
I
three
guess.
movies take place in high school.
I guess you
even
know
the
what,
Tobey
you're
Maguire
right.
one, he's like
You're right,
a
you're right.
graduating
Yeah,
senior.
exactly. Andrew
I
Garfield.
take back everything I say. You're right. He's in high school. Like, yeah, he's supposed to look like that.
Out of the 3 Spider-Mans, I think they casted this one perfectly well. Cause
I mean, if they're gonna do that, then why are they booking Zendaya? Like,
Zendaya also looks like she's in high school.
yeah.
no, she does not.
You're
What?
doing bad things in your mind.
You
To
listen to too much Drake if you
Yeah,
don't think that
yeah,
Zendaya
exactly.
is a high school.
Exactly. He took notes from the
hell?
Certified Lover Boy album.
That is a lie.
No, it's a good movie though.
It's a fantastic movie, man.
Stellar cast, like we just mentioned. Nostalgia pop for all the older people, younger
Yeah.
people.
Who does Willem Dafoe play?
He plays the Green Goblin.
Gee,
He
you
reprises his
watch the
character
first
as the
one?
Green Goblin.
Damn, that's great.
No, dude, it's genuinely
He
fantastic.
stole the show. Tom
It's
Holland aside.
genuinely fantastic.
Defoe.
Like, I hate to say that, but like, Defoe is the GOAT. Dude, it's...
On the way here, I was thinking about like interesting parallels. What the hell?
Parallels.
Parallels.
Parallel parking?
Yeah, what's up, doggy? No, like, because the last big superhero movie that like could have been like movie of the year that got this much praise was that Dark Knight.
Yeah,
The
I
standalone.
love Dark Knight.
You know, you could say the Avengers,
That trilogy, I loved it.
Infinity War, Endgame, you know, could get the same hype for that, same love.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a big assembly. You know what I mean? It's like a
Yeah,
big build up.
It
It's
is
a big
tough to
climatic.
compare.
The movie itself is just a climax of like years of like teasing, like damn, they're gonna be fighting together soon. But while the Spider-Man movie is just the end cap of a trilogy movie that like ends the story, and within those 3 movies, like, compared to the Batman movie, the Dark Knight, you know, because even that got criticized for being too overrated, which at a point like it is a Marvel movie, so I do see where you're big old independent and whatnot.
I'm not. I just don't like the MCU.
You know, like that. Oh, see, that's the point. It's a good enough
They
story.
get old and they get cheesy. Like, buff guy running around in his underwear.
I feel like this movie though, the Spider-Man has a high replay value though.
I can see
Same
that.
with the Dark Knight.
I can see that. Yeah.
Both great.
The
movies.
Dark Knight had a different feel from other like superhero movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like it had that like grungy sort of feel to it, Like even the villains like had that like grungy like feel to them. Bane, Joker, great villains, both of them. But yeah,
In the Christopher Nolan series, the trilogy, hell yeah.
yeah, that's
Most
what I'm
definitely.
saying. Like yeah, it just had that different feel.
Yeah,
to
you
it.
can't really compare like No Way Home to any of the Dark Knight movies because like No Way Home is piggybacking off the back of like literally 18, 19 movies at this point. Whereas the Dark Knight is like just a genuine like
Its
you
own
can
thing.
watch the Dark Knight on its own and it holds up.
Yeah.
So
Do you think that you have to like be into the MCU to watch the Spider-Man one and get it?
you have to understand what's going.
Yeah.
You had to have watched a previous Spider-Man movie of any Spider-Man movie in general to understand.
No,
what's
I mean,
going on.
I obviously
You don't have
it's
to
a sequel.
like for
But I'm
you.
saying,
it's a good point.
Other
'cause,
than
like,
Spider-Man, does Spider-Man make you do homework?
No,
like, where
not
it makes
this
you
one.
Miss, like, critical
Not this one.
points,
No.
Other than watching.
what about the whole
things,
blip
like,
thing
in
and
one
the
and
post
two?
Endgame? Because like technically speaking, if you didn't know what the hell a blip was, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, but with
Why are
this
they gone
one,
for 5 years? What the
I feel like
hell?
with this one, you just need context.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Doctor Strange is in it, like takes a big part in it, but he's like a wizard, right? He's like Harry Potter meets the MCU, so you don't really need like
Yeah, you get that point real quick.
right. It's
Yeah.
like he's a fucking magician, right?
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
can do this shit,
He's Gandalf.
Magic's real.
right?
Move
And yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
that's really
Boom,
easy to
I'm
get.
magic, bitch.
Okay, so like wrapping up our movie portion.
No Way Home, number
Okay,
one.
Okay.
No Way Home?
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, No Way Home is good. Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
We're-
I'm willing to fight for movie of the year. God dang it! God, because the whole experience itself, story wise, have you guys seen The Last Duel?
We watched it together, and I rewatched
Oh,
it after I fell asleep.
what's up,
watching it
Julie?
with you.
The Last Duel.
Yeah.
The Last
What's
Duel.
his name? The blonde dude.
Oh, Ben Affleck.
No, the other guy.
that movie?
The
It
dude with
was
the mullet. The dude with the
Directed
mullet.
by Ridley Scott.
Yeah, that movie.
Great movie.
The movie that made $18 million and cost $200 million to make.
Exactly, the movie that he blamed the millennials for.
Yeah,
being
he's
too
like,
much
these
of the film.
millennials are watching.
It was actually a pretty good movie.
They wouldn't even know a good story if it hit them.
Yeah, and it's like, Maybe nobody gives a fuck about a night movie.
But he's got a good point though. It's a good story.
It is a good movie, and Knights are super fucking dope.
Well,
They are.
When
But if I had to compare Spider-Man to the last duel, fuck, Spider-Man's gonna take it.
yeah, exactly, dude. Like, and it's like, it. Again, if this movie was on streaming and it was like, hey, go check this out. I'd be, yeah, I'll go check it out. But I'm not going and watching. I mean, the screenplay was written by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. They contributed to it, so it's like.
Oh, I mean, it's a good, interesting movie.
It
It,
is-
lots of
yeah,
stuff.
it's a good movie because
three different perspectives.
yeah, it's very unique. Like, yeah, it is. It's unique. It
But
presents
a
like
woman
three,
that gets raped
it's
and
almost
her
like three
husband's
short
got to fight their
stories.
attacker. I
Yeah.
think, right?
Yeah, the way that they
Yeah,
present it,
even the story is like
yeah.
crazy,
Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. It is a good movie.
based on true events.
I'll definitely have to check it out.
So you're
I'm going
with
Spider-Man all the way.
Spider-Man. But other than those movies, though, what's like
Other
one
than
movie
Spider-Man?
from 2021 that you would recommend?
Did you watch Dune? I didn't watch
I
Dune.
watched Dune. I read the book in preparation for the fucking
I
movie.
want to watch Dune. It looks really.
You haven't
cool.
watched Dune yet?
No, I want to.
Visually speaking, I heard
It's
it's
been on
amazing.
HBO.
I
for a
know,
while now.
I know. I gotta get around to it. Yeah, I really want to watch it. Because I ran into like shit about how the dude's been been writing these incredible short stories for a while. And
Frank Herbert or
yeah, the guy who wrote the Dune universe or whatever.
yeah, Frank Herbert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How he's a sci-fi
Frank
writer and like,
Herbert.
super well respected and shit. So
The thing about Dune that you have to understand is that like all the sci-fi stuff that has come from it, like Star Wars, Star Trek, like anything that is remotely sci-fi is influenced by Dune. With like hands down. Like
it's one of the founding fathers of the sci-fi genre.
literally. So like if you like
I was
any-
gonna say, wasn't the writer did
an old
this
book,
come
too,
out
in
in
the
the
80s?
40s? Or
it came
Dune?
out a long time ago. The
'Cause
book.
70s,
I don't know if
something?
the writer was born in the 40s.
There's
or
an
if the
old
book
ass
came out in the
movie, too.
40s.
Yeah, there's a 1980s movie.
Yeah.
Dune book.
But you guys know this.
Dune.
Dune is also an allegory for climate change.
I thought it was an allegory for the Spice Menage.
No, Dune is also an allegory for climate change. I don't know if you guys picked up on that.
I'm pretty tone deaf when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, me too. I try just to take it at face value. The book came out in 1965.
Oh, the height of the positive sex movement.
Yeah,
The hippie
the height of the
movement?
hippies, and it was all about this like war. And I mean, obviously, I recommend the book. Go check out the book if you want to spend 36 hours of your life reading.
A Dune.
I actually listened to it on Audible, and I highly recommend it. Worth the credit. But yeah, man, Dune was a good movie. They were really accurate to the source material.
Mhm.
But I mean, the book, like I said, the first book alone is 36 hours. It's like
That's a big book.
That is I mean, dude, that's a burn.
Is it a slow like listen or slow read? Very descriptive.
There's
or
a lot of chapters within the first third of it that are very like descriptive.
war backstory and well, I mean that's what it's gonna have to be with like if the influence of Star Wars and Star Trek. A lot
Yeah, they're building a
of
universe.
immerse yourself
Yeah.
into the galaxy or
But,
to the world.
I
like,
mean,
whoa.
it's been the movie did a really good job, and the cast is like massive. I mean, they got Oscar Isaac,
Oh yeah.
they got Jason Momoa,
They got the Spider-Man girl. The
Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya's in it. So yeah, I mean the movie was good, but it does not deserve to be talked about as one of the best movies of 2021.
No, you didn't.
Not
like it
even
that
close. Not even close.
I
Why
bet
do you say
visually
that?
it was nice, pleasing, visually speaking.
Much. Why do you say
Bunch
that?
of aliens and shit, right?
Just because it wasn't.
The universe where it looks like it presented all those oranges, like hues of orange, just kind of
Yeah,
ready
like
to
the
look
well,
at, you know?
right. That's the planet of
Yeah.
Arrakis, but overall, it's like there's so much more to
Where
this.
did it fall short for you? Like, what's going on?
I mean, you can't make a 36-hour long movie.
Yeah, but like
That's the
you
thing.
can't
And even
judge
if you-
it like that though.
even
you
if
gotta
you
judge
make
it from like
no, I
this
know, but even if
blank slate try
because
you
the
know?
movie opens up with Dune Part 1. So you already know you're not going to get a good ending. And when you're taking a movie, you're taking it from beginning to end. The movie felt like, oh, that was a really good movie, but I want more.
Yeah.
You know, like if
There was a
obviously it's
cliffhanger.
incomplete because it's a Part 1.
Yeah.
So not to say that takes away from it, but it definitely feels like, oh, like I guess all that stuff that they're alluding to is going to come in the next movie. And who knows, maybe we'll be sitting here in 2024.
I think they confirmed they're gonna make another one.
Yeah, especially when they're starting off the movie as. I mean, HBO
Oh,
just scrapped $30 million on a Game of Thrones prequel pilot.
They scrapped it.
They spent $30 million
Yeah.
American dollars, despite inflation. $30 million
in a Biden's economy. Woo.
on a Game of Thrones pilot, and they're like, nah,
It wasn't worth
this
it.
isn't it.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Wheel of Time just came out with a banger show on Amazon.
I mean, there's
just came out
4
with
production companies: HBO, Netflix, and
It's all
Disney.
fantasy based.
Yeah,
Like,
but
is
still,
it
man,
that insane when Hollywood is the pie and
Dude,
Hollywood is broken up
30 million though. That
into
means
such few players?
that's more than some movies. That's more than The Last Duel made. You know,
That's almost double.
yeah. And they scrapped that on.
Someone really Scott is just thinking
Yeah.
about how much money
So
wasted on
overall,
this
man, it's just
episode.
yeah, it's all right though.
You know what movie that's not from 2021 that I watched this year? Did I say movie? I meant to
You
say
did say
show.
movie.
Might as well be a movie.
Yeah, let's wrap up this segment with the things that we discovered this year, and then
Hell
move
yeah.
into 2022.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
What were things that you discovered?
The Sopranos. I've been falling asleep on that. Gabagool? Maron? Come on, dog.
You just discovered, like, just because you hadn't watched it before, or just because you didn't have the opportunity to?
Just because, I mean, I had HBO before, but it's just after, I finished Kirby Your Enthusiasm and a bunch of other shows.
Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, Kirby Your Enthusiasm by Larry Davidson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
with
good.
Kirby.
Yeah,
Kirby from the Nintendo universe.
Jeez.
Yeah,
But
you haven't
there's
watched?
other
I haven't
stellars.
watched that version.
What are you talking about? Talking about Kirby? 3D Yarn World? Great game.
Underrated game.
Still. You know what's an underrated game, too? The Sopranos PS2 game.
Any music you may have ran into this year that you haven't checked out?
Yeah, shows, movies,
shows,
music.
movies, all of it. Give us a rundown.
Oh.
Let's all go quick.
For music-wise, I guess, you guys heard of The Garden?
No.
The Garden, definitely look into them. They're pretty nice. My music selection's been pretty much all over the place, either from like classical, like Godfather, Italian,
Yeah.
or bossa nova, Brazilian nights,
Ooh.
or Dracula, good old Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
But
Fair enough.
yeah, no. And
What about a
shows-
show, movie that you watched this year that came out from different years?
Definitely the Sopranos.
Yeah. What about a movie?
Sopranos. Movie. You ever watch? I guess the most memorable movie I can think of is this weird Japanese movie. Best way to describe it. It's Ichi the Killer. If you have Shudder on Amazon Prime, you can watch it. But it's a pretty messed up movie. So I wouldn't say it's the best movie I've seen, but it's definitely memorable. I was like, I would never watch that again.
Okay. Juan, what about a
Fear-inducing.
music, show, and movie that you discovered this year?
Music that I finally came around to listening to that I hadn't listened to in the past. I low-key at the end of the year started listening heavy to Bob Marley. And Bob Marley had never been anything to me but like low-key like stoner music.
Yeah.
And I just
You're like, fuck it, let's check this out.
I just had a strong recommendation from somebody that told me I was underrating it and I wasn't giving it the respect it deserved.
So you're like, all right.
And I needed to like re-examine that view, and I did. And I ran into the songs Natural Mystic, I Shot the Sheriff, like a few like that.
Natural
And,
Mystic is a good one too.
Dude, for anybody who hasn't heard it and wants an introduction into Bob Marley, start with Natural Mystic. It is so like awesome.
So surprised you haven't listened to Bob Marley.
I know.
As a fellow stoner yourself.
Hey man, no
Why
woman,
do
no
you
cry.
think I'm saying this right now? Why do you think I'm saying this right now? But yeah, him. As far as like shows or movies, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the biggest absorber of shows and movies, so I'm not a good judge. I'll tell you about one movie that we haven't talked about today, but that has a beautiful art style and presentation style, which is Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yes.
I know, like that's such an expected plug for me, but the movie really is fucking beautiful. It has like a very classic Hollywood feel to it. It has like panoramic views, classic cars. You're dealing with like the Black Panthers of Chicago. I'm from Chicago. I'm gonna plug it. It's a great movie. Like even if you're just like a cinema nerd, like from that angle, it's it's very beautifully shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the dude who's the protagonist was
Lakeith and the two guys from Get Out. So like
and he was also in the
what's
Black
his name?
Panther Black Panther universe. Right?
yeah, only the main guy was.
Yeah.
Yep.
On that movie, and as like my last plug, I'll give a few books that I heard and listened to this year.
Ooh.
On Audible that were phenomenal. That came out this year as well. Michael Pollan's Your Mind on Plants, highly recommended to anybody.
Oh, he's a good.
Highly
Michael
recommend it. Highly
Pollan?
recommend it. He's like 30 times New York Times bestseller. He has all these 4 books or 2 or 3 books that have come out before this as well, that have all been bestseller after bestseller after bestseller. And what he did with this book was he narrowed his interest into 3 substances and plants that humans have been experimenting with for thousands of years, and he ended up on caffeine, opioids, and psychedelics, and he just did
The classics.
He just did a very general breakdown of essentially like the last 1,000 to 2,000 years of human history with those 3 substances. Another one that I'm gonna like play off of the same subject is Brian Murarescu's the Secret Religion, or the Ancient Key to the Secret Religion. His only book. He's a huge Rogan head. He was on there as well. And essentially what this talks about is the history of like the original paleo-Christian like groups that founded and created the religion.
Yeah.
And how they kind of wiped away the psilocybin and psychedelic references that were made all throughout the Christian religion in the first 1,000 years that it existed. And how they, like the Protestant version, like European Puritan, like, oh, your body is all you need, like sort of like feel became dominant, and like how that became the dominant view, because Christianity came from a much more diverse like point of view. Like it had a lot of different people that practiced Christianity in a lot of different ways, and one of those ways happened to be the ancient Greeks, who would put in like random psychedelics and shit like that into their wine. So that's kind of the angle that I think you would enjoy from Luis, actually, because he just goes into like the ancient pharmacopoeia about like, and this dude's a lawyer, by the way. This dude's a lawyer who has a PhD in Sanskrit and Latin, and he
What's the book called again? That's pretty good.
Yeah, the Secret Religion, or the Ancient Key.
I'm hooked.
Look up Brian Murarescu. That's that author. It's an incredible book.
Because I mean,
It just kind of like makes you realize that some of the Puritan shit that like you've been taught about church isn't the only thing, or isn't the only angle that has been practiced from. You know, like just kind of opens your mind to that angle. You know.
damn, that's crazy. This is
The
a
Immortal
touch
Key,
upon
the secret history of the religion with no name.
Thank you. Could you read that again,
unknown
Luis?
name.
This is the immorality key. I'll put it on I got some Audible credits that I need to use, so I'll check
Highly
that out.
recommend it. Yeah.
I got 9.
It's a tome, though. It's a tome.
I know.
Yo, it's a tome. This is like 400, 500 pages, so it's heavy. So like, I would even recommend people start off with like, he's on and like he's done the podcast universe like 5 times over.
He's probably done podcast. Rogan a bunch.
Yeah, so I highly recommend you start with that before you commit to buying the Audible book, because it is a tome. Like it's a lot of pages. But you've done Dune,
I've
so
done
you're
a bunch of
fine.
fucking boring books.
You're fine.
Sometimes you gotta
I'm just
fight
saying
through
that
it.
for like the people out there.
who are like want a nice slow read.
Yeah.
Cool. So for me, the things that
Hey, what about you, Papa?
specifically like shows that I started watching was like Curb Your Enthusiasm. I finally started giving that.
I love that show.
What do you think?
Oh,
Does
it's
it live
so
up to the
funny.
hype?
It's so great, right?
It is so funny.
Hell
It's
yeah.
so great.
And it's like funny in like subtle ways. Like that's a kind of sometimes like I do like shit that's like some witty stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And this is like
Not so much in your face. You're like,
right.
Oh.
And this is like humor that's just like it's on the nose.
Yeah.
You know, like there's that famous scene of like the soldier who's back from war, and he's like making the rounds, and people are like, "Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service."
I haven't seen this.
And then it gets to Larry David. Like
sounds
literally, like
great.
4 people already said, "Thank you for your service," and it gets to Larry David. And,
What, you want me to buy you a Coke?
No, and he goes, "Hey man, how you doing?" Like, and he just shakes his hand, and the guy looks at him all weird, and he storms off, and he's like, "I think I'm gonna go." And his wife is like, "How come you didn't say thank you for your service?" He's like, "Well, what am I supposed to, like, already 5 people thanked them? Like, what am I supposed to do, thank him too?" Like, that's kind of, like, it's just little things
It's
like
a little
that.
too much. Don't you
Yeah.
think?
He's like, "Well, you know,"
What, did he win a Medal of Honor?
but stuff like that, that's just like, that's just little jokes that are just hilarious in it. So I finally started watching that. I also started watching a lot more anime again this year.
Oh,
I feel
nice.
like every now and then I would just
Nice
like,
research into
Just
anime.
re-fall into it.
I would just like won't watch any of it, and then again I'm like, oh, like Dragon Ball
Splurge.
Super. I watched all of that this year with my
Ooh,
girlfriend.
Madon.
We watched every single episode together, and it's like 173. So it's, I mean, it was a lot. That was amazing. Demon Slayer I watched.
Oh yeah, that's the hottest thing.
Yeah,
This-
Demon
of
Slayer
this
is really
year.
popular right now. I think, you know, I know Juan Legend really isn't into anime, but there's certain
It's
ones
not
that,
that I'm not into it. It's just so many of them are so long.
a lot of them are, well,
Yeah.
that's like the
Yeah.
older ones, right? But
Yeah.
like the new ones are like Attack on Titan is fucking fantastic. And
And it's about government corruption.
it's about
so you'll love
government
it.
corruption and Nazis and, you know, neo-capitalism. I mean, you would enjoy Attack on Titan.
All right, you sold me.
And the
You
new,
honestly did sell
the
me.
new season is coming up, and it's,
How long is the season?
I think there's 4.
there's 4 seasons already. The new season is going to come out
How
in
long
January.
is each season though? Like,
It's
Uh,
only, the first,
10,
yeah,
12.
the first one.
ain't shit then.
The first one's
Yeah.
like 26 episodes, and after that it's like 10, and then like 13. I mean, it's like
Ah, okay, all right.
they did like a big like 2-year break in order for the to give room for the actual manga to like
Okay, to catch up, sort of thing.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's-
Yeah,
instead
'cause
of,
the
like-
manga's finished, right?
the manga's finished, yeah. So instead of like Game of Thrones where they just like fuck you, we'll do it without the books. Like they legit took like a 2-year break and like we're not gonna make any more anime.
They probably
Um,
learned from the mistakes of Game of Thrones.
I think it was like around
Season
the same
8 was-
time. Yeah, not so good season 8 of Game of Thrones, but and then a movie that I watched is Artist that I listened to. Trying to think of music that
Maybe a new discovery.
New
Or, like,
Discovery.
something you went
No,
back to.
I'm so in my ways when it comes to music.
Hey,
It's
once
like-
you like something,
What would that be,
you know.
man?
All
That's fine.
EDM and
All
like
EDM.
rap. Oh, you know what? I did listen to a lot more hip hop this year compared to like a lot years like Kanye West, like my early stuff. I went back and listened to a bunch of it.
You went back and listened to old Kanye?
Old Kanye, old Cudi.
Dude.
In preparation for Man on the Moon Part 3,
Uh-huh.
I listened to every Kid Cudi album in order.
You son of a bitch. That was he was like such a big influence in
So
like,
you
my formative years.
pretty pumped when you saw him in the
I
Don't Look
know.
Up movie. Then
Oh yeah, I mean, and he also just had a documentary released on Amazon Prime called A Man Named Scott, which is fantastic.
damn,
I mean, if you like Kid Cudi in any sense, you should watch that documentary.
Damn, I'm gonna have to watch
man
that.
named Scott.
Dude, I literally listened to a kid named Cudi, Man on the Moon Part 1, Man on the Moon Part 2, Indicud, WZRD, Speeding Bullets of Heaven, Kid See Ghost, and then finally, Man on the Moon
I
Part
forgot
3.
about Kid See Ghosts.
Kid See Ghost was great too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That was cool. What?
and like
With
Kid See
Kanye?
Ghost was the Kanye collaboration
Yeah.
in 2018, I think.
All right, bam, go. Favorite Kanye album.
Favorite
All of
Kanye
you.
album?
All of
Favorite
you.
Kanye
Start
album?
with Luis.
Oh, you know what? I wasn't
Maybe
finished
one or two.
earlier talking about Yeezus. Rick Rubin, who's worked on Beastie Boys, Metallica, he helped produce that entire album. So Yeezus, without a doubt.
Why? Like which songs?
Which songs?
Blood in the Leaves. Come on, man.
Blood on Leaves is great. Hold My Liquor.
Ooh.
And like the first 10 seconds is Chief Keef.
Okay.
I can't
Bitches
handle
love
my
Sosa.
liquor. And these bitches, they can't handle me. I mean, come on.
Chief Keef.
All right. All right.
Love Sosa, baby Chicago.
What about you?
Kanye West in general.
Yeah,
album?
just like any. What was like either the most influential or what album do you?
You know what
find
my
yourself going
first
back most to?
first album I bought with my own money was the Kanye West My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy album.
Yeah, that was a great album.
And I was the ripe age of 14.
That was a good
Yeah.
album.
Bought the disc and I bought it on my iPhone.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You're like-
Damn,
yeah.
double purchase.
The iPhone copy came
no
with
wonder
a,
that fucking went
double dip
platinum.
that shit.
the iPhone copy when had extra songs on it. So like, damn,
The deluxe version.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
beautiful.
What about Barbosa? Bring it back.
All right.
And then
This year I found myself like also like you guys.
favorite Kanye album.
Oh, I'm getting there, my
Oh,
man.
Oh, you get into the Kanye?
I'm getting there. Yeah, this year I found myself getting like going back and really visiting Kanye like the earliest when he started like influencing me.
Really
And
listening to
that
him,
would
to
have
the
been
words,
808's
the lyrics.
Heartbreak.
808's Heartbreak?
Yeah.
Damn.
So and I realized that because
is that the Stronger? Is that what Stronger?
Yeah.
is,
Yes,
right?
that
Yeah,
is.
it is, right?
Dude, but that song.
Heartless?
Woman's
Yes,
so
Heartless, Stronger,
Homecoming?
Champion, Homecoming is on
Homecoming,
there.
that's a
That's my
good
point.
one.
Like the song or the album is so easy to just hit play and
Yeah.
not skip a single one. A
Yeah,
single
it's
one.
rare you get albums.
A
like that.
single
Put on
one,
for my
dude.
city, put on. Wait, isn't he on that song?
No, I don't
No,
think that's. I think that's it.
DJ
Dark.
Khaled, no?
No, that's
That's
no.
Young
that's
Jeezy?
him.
Yeah, it's Young Jeezy and Kanye West, but I think that's on My Dark. No.
No, that's not
like
my
a single. That's not on any of those.
Put on for my
No,
city,
that's-
put on.
No, my favorite
Eastside.
songs on that album though
West
were I
Side.
Wonder and Champion.
And,
Champion's a good one.
Dude, Champion and I Wonder.
Flashing Lights, I think that's on that one, too.
Homecoming, yeah, Flashing
Flashing Lights
Lights.
is on
Flashing.
there.
That's my
a
point.
classic.
Lights,
Oh, you know what?
lights.
Speaking of Kanye West, I just watched.
There's so
his,
many classics on that one.
Can't Tell Me Nothing. That's what it is.
Boom.
Wait, what's Can't Tell Me
Flashing
Nothing?
Lights, Can't Tell Me Nothing. all of them.
I
Both of them
thought you
on
were
there.
saying the movie was Kanye West.
Oh, he has a concert on Amazon Prime that you
Oh,
should
shit.
listen to. It's amazing.
Is
Just put
the
it
Larry
on.
Hoover one?
Yeah, the Larry Hoover one.
It's a what's it called?
The
Wait,
album
what'd you say?
or the
No,
concert?
what you said?
It's a Larry Hoover benefit concert.
Yeah.
Who's Larry Hoover?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought I
Well,
was
let's not
missing
get into
something.
it. Let's
I thought I was missing
because we're
something.
running a little bit long. Let's talk about our New Year's resolutions going into next year.
Wow.
I'll start.
2022.
I want to be a nicer person next year.
Nicer
I want to,
person?
yeah. I know. I think we talked about it at Geneva Inn, but I mentioned how I want to just leave the bullshit behind and like not let things get to me as much anymore. And I feel like I've been doing better, but just
Yeah.
like in general, specifically like letting other people control how I feel in terms of like
Hell
if
yeah.
someone like wrongs me, like letting it just go instead of being like fuck that person.
You want to be in the driver's seat of your emotions.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Because like when someone and I heard this like this year actually, but I've been trying to implement it more and more of like when someone controls how you feel, like if someone wrongs you or says something about you that upsets you, that person isn't your enemy. That person is your master because you're like giving up your emotions for that person.
That's like some 48 Laws of Power stuff right there. For real though.
My
Too long
boy
ago.
Robert Greene.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my New Year's resolution.
Hell yeah. No, honestly, to piggyback off what you were saying,
Yeah.
Feel-
that's
Go
honestly
off,
such
go
a
off.
good
You
mental
too.
thing that everyone should have. Not to let the outside thing affect your personal
Yeah.
relationship with yourself and the people around you. You know,
Yeah, 100%.
not let them control your narrative, control your mindset. Who gives a shit if this person thinks I'm a piece of
Yeah.
shit for littering a bunch of my old 1 week McDonald's off the car? Right? Who gives a
Yeah,
shit?
exactly. Fuck that person.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
Why are they
keep
making a
doing
big?
me.
Why are they making a big deal?
Dude, he's literally talking about me. He'll do that shit while I'm in the car. If he throws shit out the window, what the
That
fuck?
I'm not okay with. That I'm definitely not okay with.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Hey, fuck 'em.
I'm living my best life.
Exactly.
YOLO,
Exactly.
right?
You need foot space, and you got a cup
that
that's down
fucking
there.
bag was getting in my way.
One of my big goals, though, for this year is to definitely get into more meditation. Towards the end half of this year, I got into meditation, reading more philosophical stuff like
Yeah.
Joseph Campbell or Dr. Carl Jung.
Yeah.
Jungen. Just being more mindful, more intertwined with myself and knowing my limits, per se.
100%.
And my actions and my words affect other people,
Yeah.
per se.
Fair enough.
This isn't so much a, how do you say, New
Como
Year's
se dice?
resolution, but it's more like a reflection on the last year.
Oh.
I didn't really take ADD or ADHD seriously until this year, like
Interesting.
at all. Like I was that guy who was like, nah, bro,
Just a
it's all
bunch
in
of
your
fuck
head. You
ups.
just have to you just have to try harder. You just have to do that, this or that.
That's so interesting.
And as I've been more immersed in that universe and like niche of information,
Mental health.
yeah, specifically ADD and ADHD, it feels like I'm reading a diary so many times. Like, I will read this magazine specifically called Attitude Magazine with a capital ADD. And most of the time I feel like I'm reading a diary that I could have like typed out myself, like about my own personal life or experiences. And I'm like so angry at myself
For not having accepted
like,
it sooner.
Yeah, like I'm so like upset with myself for not like coming to this sooner.
You know what's
Just not
nuts
coming
though?
to that like acceptance, you know, like, and I would say like acceptance, you know, like know your strengths, know your weaknesses, like accept them, like some like obviously change them if you can, but you also have to like be truthful to yourself and like,
you got to be honest.
Yeah, you got to be honest and know where those things lie.
There's people almost twice our age that don't even like. This would be
Dude,
what?
trust me, I read about that all the time. Like on that magazine, I'll read about like the people who were diagnosed at like 55, 65, like shit like that, and like
It's pretty funny.
yeah, I
Like,
mean,
to be 50 years old and like,
living like this.
yeah,
I'm depressed. I
I
guess
deal with
I'm
anxiety.
depressed.
Yeah.
It's like Sopranos.
Yeah, no, that's true, and that's a really good. I mean, we always try to talk about mental health on this show, and you know, be big proponents of it. But yeah, no, 100%, definitely. Everybody knows if something's wrong, and if you don't, then you go to the fucking psychiatrist, you go to a therapist, and they're like, "Nah, man, like you don't have anything you're diagnosed with, but at least you know."
Yeah. At least you
Wouldn't
got
you rather know?
an honest and good assessment.
Yeah, instead of just being like, "Oh no."
Assessment.
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay.
So with that being said, we wish everybody a happy and safe New Year's party.
drink some champagne.
This
People.
will be coming out on Sunday. Enjoy champagne.
Definitely enjoy
responsibly.
the. What was this again?
Champagne Buena Vista.
A Buena Vista.
That means good sight in Spanish. Otherwise, everybody have a great 2022, and Bro Taste This will only be getting bigger. So thank you everybody for coming along, and we will see you soon. Goodbye.
Cheers, everybody. Pura vida.
Yahoo!
Pura vida.